Great day everyone, this is Jason Santos again and we will continue our discussion now. We are already on measures of variation. We are going to talk about range, interquartile range, variance, and standard deviation. So let's all get started. Okay, so nandito na tayo ngayon sa measures of variation. And this is the continuation of what we have discussed last time, which is the measures of location. Ano? So, una, let's try to define what is variation. Ano? Kung last time we were discussing location, which pertains to mean, median, mode, percentile, decile, and quartile, mga location siya no, in a set of data. Pag sinabi mo namang measures of variation, ano, ito yung pagkakaiba, iba. So, variability, no? Variability or spread in the set of data. Yung kalat. Okay? So, the most common measures of variability are the range, interquartile range, IQR, variance, and standard of deviation, or standard deviation. So ano-ano ba yung mga yon? Ano? When you say range, it is merely or just the difference between maximum and minimum. So napakadali lang yan. No? Ang tinitingnan mo lang dyan, yung pinakamalaki at yung pinakamaliit. Now, when you say IQR, it pertains to interquartile range. No? So later on, mas maiintindihan nyo siya when I show you the examples. It is the mid-spread, the middle 50 or H spread is a measure of statistical dispersion being equal to the difference between 75th and 25th percentiles. Na, kasi if you would imagine in one set of data divided into 4, so you have quartiles, right? So ito daw ay ang difference, no, between the 75th yung third quartile and 25th the first quartile. Okay, or upper and lower quartiles. And then third, we have variance. Ano yung variance? The average of squared differences from the mean. And then the fourth would be the standard deviation, which is a measure of how spread out numbers are. So, gaano kalaki yung kalat or lawak in between the numbers. It is represented by the symbol sigma, the Greek letter. Okay? So, here, let's start with range. No, so, paano ba natin makukuha yung range? Sabi kanina, it is just maximum minus minimum. So, dito, meron tayong example ng data of rainfall for Manila, no, in a year. So, naturally, pag sinabi mong rainfall o yung tag-ulan, ito yung mga months na malakas yung ulan, no, or mas madami yung ulan. It begins with June, July, August, nagle-level out with September, bababa ng October, November, and then December. And then makikita mo yung first quarter, wala masyadong ulan, ano? So, what we can see here is that tumataas siya. Okay? Thus, meron kang average precipitation of 155.1 millimeters. Okay, yun yung average rainfall mo. Pero if you would look at the average or mean alone, no, it's not enough for you to get an idea how much rainfall there is. Lalo na kapag dinagdagan pa natin ng another form of measurement, which is what you call range. So ano yung range? Maximum minus minimum. 329.1 minus 19.5. So paano natin nakuha yung 329.1? Ito kasing month of September, siya yung may highest or maximum amount of rainfall. Thus, we have it here. And then, 19.5 is for the month of February. Ito yung buwan na may pinakamababang amount of rainfall. Kaya yan nakalagay dyan, 19.5. So, maximum minus the minimum, you will have a range of 309.6. So, kita mo, no, ang laki ng difference between these two numbers. So, average, makikita mo 155. And then sa range, you have 309.6. So, all of these things, no, would give you a better or clearer picture, no, of the data that you're trying to look at. So the range is a simple measure of variation defined as the difference between the maximum and minimum. And then again, the larger, no, the range, the larger is the dispersion of the data set. Kung mas malawak yung range mo, no? Kasi the range just depends on the maximum and minimum eh. Okay? Nagde-depend lang siya dito sa maximum 329.1 and then minimum 19.5. Paano kung we have a very irregular year or extraordinary year na wala talagang masyadong ulan, let's say El Nino, no? Tapos wala masyadong ulan, itong mga sumunod na buwan puro nagre-range lang to 19 to 20, as in tagtuyot siya. Tapos biglang bumuhos ng September 329.1. You would still have the same range eh. Ang lalabas pa rin sa'yo 309.6. Bakit? Kasi tinitingnan lang natin maximum at minimum, ano? So hindi siya sufficient na or hindi naman sa hindi sufficient, but hindi enough if you would just look at one area of measurement, no? Magbabago yung average mo, no? So sabi mo, okay, so iba pala yung average, iba din yung range. So I hope naiintindihan natin yung difference between the two, no? Thus, meron tayong iba't ibang ways of measuring data. Ngayon, kung naka-group naman yung data mo, the rule is still the same. No, kahit naka-table pa yan, you just need to find the maximum and minimum. So for example, ito yung table natin, and this is a table for those who took an exam. Now, we have 150 students, 50 item exam, tapos ito yung mga number of students on specific scores. So para makuha mo yung range, ganun pa rin, maximum minus minimum, 50 minus 10. Thus, your range is 40. So again, range only depends on the minimum and maximum values. This is why you have other measures of variance in place, like IQR, which is our next. Yung IQR or interquartile range is the difference between the third and the first quartile. It gives us the spread of the middle 50% of the data, similar to range. So, the formula for interquartile range is just Q3 or third quartile minus the first quartile. So, napakadali lang nito, no? Let's say meron tayong data and yung data set natin even, no? Even data set. So, 5, 4, 7, 8, 5, 9, 5, 6. Ang una natin kailangan gawin is to arrange it in an ascending order. So, in-arrange natin siya 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right? Once na naka-arrange na siya, madali mo nang malalaman yung interquartile range mo. What you would have to do first is split the data in half. Kaya makikita nyo there is a split here. Eh. Okay? So, meron siyang hati sa gitna. And then once you have divided your data in the middle, kukunin mo yung median values. Let me repeat that. Median values ng first quartile and third quartile. So, dito, ano yung median value natin? Our median value is 5. Bakit? I-average mo lang to. It's going to be 5. 5 plus 5 is equals to 10 divided by 2. It's 5. Now, for your third quartile, paano mo nakuha yung 7.5? Pwede mo rin gawin yun, ano? 7 plus 8 divided by 2. Okay? Ngayon, pwede mo rin naman siya, just look at it, ano, visually, makikita mo kagad na in the middle of 7.8, meron kang 7.5. Kaya yung median value mo. So, again, Q3 minus Q1, 7.5 minus 5. Okay? 7.5 minus 5. So, ang answer mo is 2.5. This is your interquartile range. Okay? 2.5. Ngayon, paano kung magdagdag ako ng isa pang numero dito? In this case, naglagay ako ng 6, which makes our data odd. No? Paano ang gagawin natin? First, i-arrange ulit natin siya in an ascending order. Okay. So luckily, yung inad natin na number falls in the middle. Okay. This is what I would like for everyone to know, or reminder for students. Kapag ka-add yung dataset, you disregard the data in the middle. Hindi mo papansinin itong 6. Okay? So imagine mo lang meron kang dalawang hati, no? In between 6. So meron ka dito and then meron ka dyan, no? And then you would still do the same. You would get the median of the first half and then the median of the second half. Okay? So, in our case, ganun pa rin naman yung median unless iba yung number yung nilagay natin. Let's say 9. Pag 9 yung nilagay ko dito, uurong talaga yan. Magbabago yung median ko for third quartile. But since it's in the middle, hindi nagalaw yung second half natin. Kaya 7.5 pa rin siya. So, 7.5 minus 5 is 2.5. So, again, you will just have to disregard for odd data sets, just disregard the median value and then proceed on computing both quartiles. So, paano if we would apply IQR in the same data set na ginamit natin kanina? So, ganun pa rin, you would just have to arrange the data in an ascending order. Kagaya nito, in-arrange na natin siya. We started with 19.5 and then ended at 329.1. So, having that information, we would be able to know saan yung ating median values. So ito, since tayo ay merong even dataset, ilan ba to? 12 yan, di ba? So kung 12 yan, yung median ng first quartile would be 40.5 and 45.8, kaya 43.15. Okay? Tapos naman, yung median for third quartile would be 228.1 and 270.6. Okay? In between this, you would have 249.35. Okay? So, 249.35 minus 43.15, you have 206.2. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan natin yung interquartile range. And then we go now to standard deviation. Now, in statistics, when you say standard deviation, it is the measure of the amount of variation or dispersion of set of values. A low standard deviation indicates that the values tend to be close to the mean of the set while a higher standard deviation indicates that the values are spread out over a wide range. So ito ginagamit yung standard deviation most of the time, and very common tong measurement in statistics. Kaya makikita nyo, 0 is in the middle and then negative 1 sigma, positive 1 sigma equal yung distributions niya in the middle. Ganun din, negative 2 sigma, positive 2, you have 13.6 each. No? So, perfect yung iyong curve. Okay? Kasi normal ang standard deviation. So, ano yung formula mo for the standard deviation? Okay? It's just square root of summation of x sub 1 minus the mu population, ito mu, and then squared divided by the total population minus 1. So, let's have a quick example of this. Paano ba natin kukumputin yung standard deviation? Let's say meron tayong 5 numbers, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. So, ang count niya ay 5 kasi meron tayong 5, Total number is 5. Sum is 75. Pag pinag-add mo lahat ito ay 75. And then if you average it, your mean is 15. Okay? So, according to the formula, ito class, pauna ko lang, kapag if you know how to enter this in the calculator straight, lalo na kung scientific calculator ang gamit mo, pwede mo siyang gawin. Madali lang siya. However, it's best for you to understand the formula so that kahit hindi scientific calculator ang gamit mo, you would still be able to follow this at mas madali mo siyang magagawa, no? Sabi dito sa formula natin, summation, and then you have x sub 1 minus the mean population, ano? Tapos squared. So, ang ginawa natin is that this x sub 1 represents the numbers, ano? 5 minus 15. 5 minus 15. X sub 1 minus the mean. Okay? 5 minus 15 squared plus, bakit plus? Kasi summation no? Sabi dito, i-add mo siya lahat. 5 minus 15 squared plus 10 minus 15 squared plus 15 minus 15 squared plus 20 minus 15 squared plus 25 minus 15 squared. Okay? Divided by yung total number mo or your count is 5 minus 1. So, after mong makuha yung lahat ng answers dito, you have 125, you have 0, 25, and then 100, no? You just need to sum it, no? Pag-aadin mo lang siya. Kaya summation yung symbol natin, no? Just get my pointer. Kaya summation yung symbol natin, no? So, when you add all of these up, you will have 250. Okay? 250 divided by 4, you will have 62.5. So, let's check, 250 divided by 4, 62.5. And then 62.5 square root of 62.5 is 7.9056, so on and so forth. Kaya, ang standard deviation natin is equals to 7.905 or 7.91. And, for that, now let's have these exercises now which can serve as your assignment. So, find the range of the following numbers: 11, 13, 16, 17, 15, 14, 12, and 19. Find the interquartile range of the following numbers, same pa rin. And then find the standard deviation of the following: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that wraps up our discussion for today. Feel free again to follow me on all the social media platforms I am in, such as YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, and to God be all the glory. See you on my next episode.